Okay, so in for some coaching. Wash off that terrible stink of fail as a trapper. I think that was probably one of my worst Griffin plays ever. I missed, I think, 2 domes. Although one of them I could have sworn. Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Had to rush out of work. I had some people come in late, but I am ready to get this started. Okay, so are we still waiting for one more person then?
Yeah, he's about to get in here.
Okay, sweet as. I like to play on shear. There were a lot of times when with a bunch of teams that were on where we tripped on trying to use the word shear, like sheer madness and things like that. So kudos on you for using it. Okay, so have you guys all played together then?
Yeah, we have.
Well, yeah.
So changing it up because our medic and captain isn't here, so we're moving some stuff around.
No worries, practice is practice. That being said, what do you feel is your weakness? Is it the monster play? Is it the hunter play? And if so, like, what do you think it is? Is it like positioning, tracking? What would you like to focus on more than anything else?
Positioning and pressure.
Now, pressure, like in a dome or like the post-dome chase?
Both.
Okay, so if we're going to work on positioning and pressure in a dome, let's go ahead and let's do arena first. We'll do a couple of arenas. Basically, what we'll do is we'll start with having all the hunters and the monster. You guys are in TeamSpeak, right?
Yeah, you want to
Yeah, let me do that so that way I can talk to the monster as well.
Oh, I'm here.
TeamSpeak. Oh, crap. Do I have TeamSpeak on this? I should. There you go.
I don't want to get in.
Connected. Channel switch.
Howdy, howdy.
Welcome.
Hey.
Howdy.
Okay, so I have to get used to this because my button to talking game is different from TeamSpeak so that I wouldn't double echo through the two. So what we're going to do is if we're working on positioning, I'm thinking what we can do is we can start doing some random arenas, and then you guys tell me where you think optimal setting or optimal locations to fight and engage, and then we can kind of work on that. We'll probably do a couple of arena games, and then we'll go to the hunt so we can work on protein pressure between domes as well.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So we'll start dome or arena on dam if that works for everybody.
That works. Even when
I think all those are the ESL settings. That might be incorrect.
it's arena, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, right, exactly. I was gonna say.
If you really want some good practice, especially if you're fine-tuning one side or the other, put the monster as starting with more armor or less armor, or a different stage, so you can actually get some, ironically enough, Arena is actually really, really, really good about teaching good combat mechanics and things like that. It's pretty nice. I actually like it. I agree.
Start stage 1 no armor.
Stage 1 no armor, go.
The street.
So Bonzo, is that from like Ender's Game?
No, it's Bonzo from Led Zeppelin.
Got it. Equally as good.
Both are good references, though.
Yes. And then G-Cross, I think I've played with you before. I don't think I've played with Bonzo or Beer Bandits, though. Although Beer Bandits...
we played together before.
Oh, okay. Beer Bandits is like one of those names that my brother would come up with.
You also know me from the forums. I'm Mr. Mike AZ.
Wait, who on the forums?
Mr. Mike AZ.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I love meeting people from the forums. It was interesting when I went to PAX and actually got to physically meet people in person from the forums. It was very, very interesting.
That's a good word for it. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm playing the
Is that the mama?
What you got there, mister? So it's messy full of milk.
Griffin versus Goliath.
Bro, just being curious, what is your best monster, right?
Yes. Riff is is my baby.
Hey, Cal. Illusional, yes, this is the first game for these guys, yes. Okay. Let's go ahead. So the monster's not going to actually engage. So I want to see from the hunter's point of view, where would you set up if this was a legitimate dome? I know it's bigger than normal, but still.
Oh, wait.
It's actually bigger than normal? I'll never actually pay enough attention.
Yeah, some domes are bigger, some are actually smaller. This one's a lot bigger. I think this one's probably another 10 or 20 meters diameter.
I'm
Everyone
not
else
so
has
sure.
found you go into position.
So we got Hank and Kyra. So so the positioning that I like it with Kyra. So Kyra and Hank always want to see each other, and they always want to be on across from each other. In fact, I would probably say, yeah, like perfect right there. The reason being is because where Beer Bandits is if the monster attacks him, you can go down, or you can jump over to where Killer Dog is, and vice versa. So you're basically using your jetpack only for when the monster engages. And then, of course, the assault running around in circles. Another good advantage of having Griffin, fantastic harpoon. Anytime you get somebody or the monster going up after somebody, especially on height. So if you have a Kyra Hank composition, Griffin is really, really well when the monster's trying to chase him up elevation. So if you go down into the ravine and then go back up again, it's actually really good because Griffin can actually peel him off the wall and give you an extra second or two to survive.
Pumping, by the way.
Sensor is online.
So just be careful about grouping up. Thank you, love.
Thanks. Give these foul little fuckers a try. Gotcha. Monsters brought to prey. Let's poison this place.
Get the support heal all the way, Beer.
Guys,
Yeah, be careful about chasing, because that was a perfect opportunity for the monster to go after the support, because all three of you were back with line of sight. Generally speaking, you kind of want to space out. Now, Arena's slightly different because the dome won't ever come down and it's a lot bigger. But generally, you kind of want to split out so that if the monster does go around, there's line of sight on him always. It's a little bit harder with Arena, just because the arenas aren't really conducive to that.
Heading to the back of the dome. Cut that way. Oh, flush.
Healing burst. Love it.
Sorry, I'm not commenting too much. I want to kind of listen to their hunter. I want to hear their communication. Ooh, that could be bad. So one thing is be careful. Try not to use cloaking. I'm not talking to them. This is for over the back.
Coming out.
Try to be careful about using fire when on, or sorry, when using cloak when on fire.
probably MaddCowQQ a little bit different.
Sorry, what was that?
I would never get that.
Yeah, arena's slightly different. Right now, yeah, this is good to work off of, so that's fine. So one thing definitely be careful of is because the medic heals, I would actually be doing damage as support until somebody takes a little bit of damage, just because all damage eventually adds up, and it gives the medic something to do. Like if everyone's topped off, the medic isn't really doing anything, and I'd rather have the damage from the support than the medic. So yeah, like this is perfect. Another thing is if you use hide, always try and sit in the stink cloud, because if the monster goes for you, then that's really good for you.
I care about being down there.
Loading fuel!
And if the medic ever needs to heal someone, always heal the support. The support is more important than anyone else, because the support can technically heal / support the trapper or the assault. Ooh. There's a defensive. So that orbital was probably a little too late. Once he realized he was getting focused hard out, I would have liked to have seen a bit more on that.
Ashley, I would really stab you right now. Don't mess with me.
You're on screen, remember?
Don't.
You're on candid camera.
MaddCowQQ
Timer
not
warning.
stabbing people.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Just a little waiver at the bottom of your stream right now, MaddCow.
Oh, to be fair, you guys are really quiet. I'm gonna have to turn up my team speak anyway, so you guys are good.
Oh, good, okay.
And I like this. I like that this person, or the healer and support, generally shouldn't move from their location so that they can conserve as much jetpack as possible. So now that the monster has a weak point, he's going to be focusing on the support as much as possible. So the support really needs to do a good job of monkeying around, going up and down cliffs.
Stop shooting me.
I'm not
And then just be careful that the support and medic don't stay too close to each other all the time.
We're getting fine donuts.
Wow, round ends in 15. So the damage was really light, but I don't know if these guys are going hard out, because I did tell them we were work on positioning first, but I think that kind of went out the window.
That's the thing you can fire, Brad.
5, 4, 3.
And that's one thing you really have to worry about. Like, Hank, he's good, but he's also very defensive, meaning everyone really has to start pulling their weight. Cool beans. The next engagement, I'm not going to give too much feedback. I want to hear how you guys communicate. Just play it like as if it was a normal game of arena or domine.
And I think that's one thing that I think we have problems with. We don't communicate enough either.
Mm-hmm.
I think partially
Battle two.
all thinking the same thing, but we didn't think that's what I think literally before we got on MaddCowQQ. We need to communicate more.
Fight!
Okay, so really aggressive start from Goliath. I like that. You can usually get a lot of group up. Salt took a rock throw. I like that he did get shielded. He's still saving his personal shield. That's always important because Assault really is only as good as the threat of shield actually is. So be careful. This is a very scary area to be domed as a hunter because there's a lot of aggressive wildlife here, as you can see with all the mammoth birds everywhere. So good pressure. Hank didn't need to cover Bonzo. Bonzo should have called out when his personal shield goes down. So I'm going to be a bit more nitpicky because this is an organized competitive team. So I will also forewarn them. I'm going to be very, very picky about what they do because there's a lot of grouping up. I would like to hear people, okay, I've got five seconds left on shield, reloading this. There should be a lot more communications. Not enough so that you're spamming everyone, but the important things to know are class skills off, when cloak is up, call out for a cloak if somebody needs it, and so on and so forth. But right now, this is going a lot stronger. This engagement's doing a lot better. So it looks like out in the open, they're good against going against a monster, which makes sense. Anybody should be good. But when the monster can run around, circle around pillars, they struggle because they're doing a ton more damage this time around. So that's something else to work on, is positioning inside of a dome in the real world. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn up time to TeamSpeak. They're a little quiet. That's fine. Now, the nice thing about being Griffin in this comp is you want the monster to go after you, because if you go after you, you can get healed and shielded. It's pretty good. Nice heal burst. Still a little careful with the grouping up. I'm going to follow Griffin a while because I want to see how he does. Great, basically as Griffin, it's easy. You basically just want to stay behind the monster pretty much all the time. And I like that he waited until the leap. You always pretty much want to use Griffin's harpoon during a traversal or climbing. Anything outside of that isn't really that effective unless the monster is just walking forward meleeing. But most of the time, people can dodge out of that anyway, especially with the tumble mechanics reduced. So here's a rock throw. Ooh, not a big fan of that orbital. I know that the monster's almost dead, but you always, make sure it gets off. Okay, good. And that's another thing is you want to kind of split up, is also to prevent people from eating food. But overall, much stronger engagement this time around. I like that they're calling out rock throw. Now the nice thing about rock throw is that gives them time to reposition, heal, and all that kind of good stuff. So in this team composition, you basically want to have the Assault and the Trapper being super aggressive, because these two can heal and protect the crap out of these guys. But yeah, a lot of group up. Ooh, Mammoth Bird. Ooh, the Mammoth Bird's probably going to snack beer. Wow, Mammoth Bird didn't shock him. See, now would have been the time. Ooh, support. Ooh, support so close. But the monster's dead anyway, so that's okay. That second one was a much stronger. So let's go ahead and back up to the lobby. I'll give a little bit of feedback, and we'll try another arena or two, and then go from there.
All -3. I guess
Okay.
quit early and then rejoin the game, I guess? Oh,
Yeah, so if the host just goes back and leaves game, then we should take them all back to the lobby. Okie dokie. Let me go ahead and change the volume. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn up your volume. Sorry, guys. Hi,
Bandit's
TeamSpeak.
mic is just awkwardly quiet.
yeah, it's weird because, like, it's loud when I record something on my computer and everything. It's just weird on TeamSpeak.
You're all quiet, though. I think it's just my settings.
Is it louder in game?
Not normally, no. Just
Go ahead
quiet
and
all
talk
the
in
time.
game.
Test one.
No, that's even quieter.
Your mic's just quiet, man, for some reason.
Well, maybe I just gotta up the amplifier or whatever it is.
No, I'm listening 7 decibels or whatever.
Let me try and get my microphone set up. Settings.
Alright, so do we want to do another arena or hunt now?
Let's let MaddCow debrief. If he's ready.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a setting to turn you all up, but I'm not seeing it. Anyway, that's fine. It's enough to suit the purpose. So that first engagement, I know that we were talking about working on positionings, but then you kind of get engaged. So I don't know if that was like a serious engagement or not, but the second engagement was a lot stronger from you guys. The first one, like I said, I don't really know if that was like you guys started fighting, even though I wasn't quite ready for you two guys. And so I guess you guys kept going with it, which was fine. But I don't know if you were trying to go all out, because if so, your damage was really light, and I'm not too sure. So the difference between the two arenas, the second one is a lot more open. The monster didn't have any big pillars or cave areas to work with, so it was a lot easier to get damage on. So another arena, and then I'll find out the ability for that. That being the case, you group up a lot. I did like that you guys were starting to use a lot more communication. Anytime the monster did a rock throw towards the end, it was really good to hold out, because if you tell that out, it gives you time to reposition, allows you to top off and heal people. So really, really, really good job with that. I do feel that the orbital was a little too late that first game when you were being focused down as Hank. And then in the second game, there was another kind of randomish orbital just kind of used. He was close to dying, but always try and save that for when you're being focused. And you can usually get told, like if you're about 75% health and the monster is still on you, your teammate should be calling you out, and then they can probably tell you when the best time to orbital, especially if you're close to being in a corner, because it will kick you up and you can usually traverse that out, and then it will punish the monster a lot. Really good harpoons for the most part. Remember to try and use them when he's climbing or leaping the most. But otherwise, I like the aggressive. With this kind of team composition, being aggressive with the trapper and assault is always very, very strong, because a Hank and Kyra can keep up a trapper and an assault for a very long time, outside of like a stage 3 kind of or a gimmicky build. So really, really good put pressure on that. A couple other things. So I went over that, the communication. I'm trying to think, there was another big thing I wanted to say. Yeah, if you're ever playing with hide on your team, always, especially as a support or trapper, sit inside the stink cloud, because, I mean, if the monster's going to get you, might as well do some extra free damage on it, too. So if you ever throw a stink bomb, sometimes it's actually good to just throw it on somebody, even if it's not directly, because the monster's going to be moving around anyway. But if he decides to focus on somebody, you'll get a couple extra seconds out of the stink cloud, which does a lot of really good damage and adds up and things like that. So let's go ahead, let's do another arena, and I'll try and remember what that other last point is. But good job so far, really good job.